Chris Hemsworth's 10 Best Action Movies, ranked according to IMDb. 1. In the Heart of the Sea, 2015, 6.9. Based on the non-fiction book by Nathaniel Philbrick, In the Heart of the Sea is an action-adventure movie about the 1820 disaster concerning the American whaling ship, Essex. Hemsworth takes the lead role in the film as Owen Chase, a popular whaler who gets hired as Essex's first mate. The real-life disaster portrayed in the film is what inspired Herman Melville to write Moby Dick. With scenes that depict the dangers of the ocean and a mammoth-sized whale, In the Heart of the Sea is filled with riveting moments in the deep. 2. Thor, 2011, 7.0. The film that started Hemsworth's journey in the MCU, Thor sees the titular character banished from Asgard and he finds himself on Earth, without any powers and access to his hammer. Hemsworth was very dedicated to getting the role of Thor, and it's obvious that he was the ideal choice for the character. The film also launched the MCU career of Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who go on to reprise his role in succeeding MCU films, as well as his own Disney Plus show. The film was well received thanks to its dynamic fight scenes and charming performances from its leads. 3. Thor, Love and Thunder, 2022, 7.0. Thor is at his most relaxed in Thor, Love and Thunder. After helping solve intergalactic woes with the Guardians of the Galaxy while looking for his inner peace, Thor has to prevent a nefarious being from killing all gods. He tried to seek help from other gods in Omnipotence City, but they were more than reluctant to extend their assistance. Thor, Love and Thunder might have some of the saddest moments in MCU history, such as the death of Jane Foster and Gore the God Butcher's daughter, but it also has some of the coolest action scenes in the whole franchise. The fight scenes where Thor, Jane, and King Valkyrie had to face Gore on a planet stripped of color are a stunning feat in cinema. 4. Avengers, Age of Ultron, 2015, 7.3. Avengers, Age of Ultron is not as well received as the other films in the MCU. Despite that, the second appearance of the superhero team The Avengers is a breathtaking film that's full of exciting action scenes. In the movie, the team tries to thwart the plans of Ultron, a sentient robot who wants to eliminate all humans in order to save the Earth. Hemsworth does an excellent job portraying a less arrogant and more human Thor in the film, especially since Thor has felt more at home on Earth after the events of Thor, The Dark World. 5. Star Trek, 2009, 7.9. The 2009 reboot of the Star Trek television series was directed by J.J. Abrams and follows the crew of the USS Enterprise as they go on a mission to put a stop to the vile plans of a Romulan named Nero. Hemsworth plays George Kirk in the film, who is the father of the USS Enterprise Captain James T. Kirk, Chris Pine. Star Trek is a successful reboot that was thoroughly enjoyed by fans of the franchise thanks to its action-packed moments and excellent pacing. It also stays loyal to the source material while still remaining fairly accessible to those who don't consider themselves Trekkies. 6. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, 7.9. Taika Waititi brought electrifying energy to the MCU with his film Thor, Ragnarok. The movie introduces the villain Hela, Cate Blanchett, and sees Thor and Loki work together to save Asgardians from the destructive prophecy known as Ragnarok. The film is a departure from the previous films in the MCU as it mixes Waititi's comedic directing style with the mythical lore of Thor. Thor, Ragnarok also has plenty of powerful characters like the fire demon Surtur and Asgardian warrior Valkyrie, so there's definitely no shortage of action in the Thor sequel. 7. The Avengers, 2012, 8.0. The MCU would not be what it is today if it weren't for the Avengers. Helmed by Joss Whedon, the Avengers sees the convergence of superheroes like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Black Widow. Effectively, the Avengers cemented the shared cinematic universe that Marvel has long planned. The film was good enough for fans of the comics and is sprinkled with self-referential humor that allowed it to shine against other superhero films released before it. With a villain as charming and intelligent as Loki, The Avengers is packed with enough action and adventure to satisfy fans of the genre. 8. Rush, 2013, 8.1. Who knew that a biographical sports film would have a lot of adrenaline-pumping action scenes? Rush features the fierce rivalry between the exceptional Formula One drivers James Hunt and Niki Lauda. Hemsworth brings James to life in the film. Directed by Ron Howard, Rush sees the two drivers go head-to-head in the 1970s Formula One stage. The movie was able to garner good reviews from critics, and even got the approval of Lauda in real life due to its accurate portrayal of one of the most iconic rivalries in Formula One history. 9. Avengers, Infinity War, 2018, 8.4. Avengers, Infinity War sets up the final battle of the superhero team for MCU's third phase. In the movie, fans get to learn more about the villain Thanos and see the Avengers do their best to put a stop to his plans of wiping out half of all life in the universe. The star-studded film brings together heroes from previous MCU films, such as Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Doctor Stephen Strange. With a runtime of almost 2.5 hours, Avengers, Infinity War showcases the best action sequences in the MCU, such as the battle on planet Titan and the arrival of Thanos' army in Wakanda. 10. Avengers, Endgame, 2019, 8.4. Set 5 years after the events of Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers, Endgame starts on a somber note as Thanos successfully decimated half of all life in the universe. But even after killing Thanos, those who remain have to wrestle with the fact that they can't do anything to bring their loved ones back to life, that is until Scott Lang escapes from the quantum realm. Avengers, Endgame introduces time travel and the multiverse in the MCU. Aside from having rip-roaring fight and combat scenes, the film is an emotional roller coaster ride for MCU fans as it sees the end of the journey for characters like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers.